This is Joe, a client I've had for 15 months now. He managed to lose 25 kilos while working 14-hour shifts as a chef surrounded by food all day long. I'm going to teach you in this video exactly how we did it. When Joe started, he was 111 kilos. He came to me wanting to lose body fat and get in the best shape of his life. So we did that. I managed to get him down to 86 kilos for his second photo shoot, and we have a third coming up at the end of this year. If you want to see real transformations, how we do it and how I get these guys with all types of different careers and professions to get into the best shape possible, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and drop me a follow on robbie.bins_transformations on Instagram as well. So what are the unique challenges of being a chef? So you work long hours, 14-hour days sometimes, 5 a.m. starts. You're tasting food throughout the day. You're surrounded by food. There's always leftovers on offer to eat as well. In kitchens, there's a real drinking culture after work of cracking open a couple of bottles or cans when you get home or having drinks together. I know this, I used to work in kitchens and I used to actually work for the same company as Joe before I became a personal trainer. There is literally food everywhere and it's a super stressful job, so sometimes stress eating or convenience eating because you don't really get regular breaks is the biggest trouble with getting into shape. When I first started training, I was working at that company as well, working in the kitchen, so I knew exactly when he came on board what it was going to take to get him to get in shape. So first let's start off with nutrition. This is something that is the big problem, but it's got to be a mindset shift, and you can only really do that and make the decisions to not snack on the food as it's coming in out of the kitchen and as you're making it and grabbing convenience food by having the big goal. So by setting in photo shoots, it made Joe more accountable. It made him not just grab the food and snack on it during the day to keep energy up. It made him actually think about taking more breaks and tracking food properly. So we made him track everything. I had him literally input all of his data of food into the app so that I could see exactly what he was eating. We actually would do this a lot of the time at the end of the day. He would work back what he ate and track it through that, because you don't have loads of time as a chef to be on your phone putting in like meals and food and tracking every single gram of food while you're going. But a lot of the time, he actually took food in. So this is a big sidestep. You'd think, well, he's making food, just eat the food that you're making. But sometimes the food's not going to be as nutritional dense, and it's really hard to track if you're eating on the go. So what he would do is he would either cook the food and track it on a morning before he started work, or he would make the food at home, know exactly what he's having, and then track it at the end of the day. When it comes to losing that much weight, data is so important. I needed to know exactly when to drop his calories when he was hitting plateaus, and I needed to know exactly what he was putting in his body to make sure he was getting the right fuel to do the training that we was going to do. Training then becomes the thing that people struggle with in these type of jobs. I'm super busy, I have irregular shifts, I can't get a routine in place. Well, tough shit. He had a goal he wanted to achieve, and we took them excuses away. I basically laid it out with him. We had calls where we spoke about what it's going to take and what training needs to look like. He trained 4 days a week. He started on a push-pull legs upper session so that we knew that if he had a really busy week and had to drop one session, he'd drop the other because everything was covered in the push-pull legs at least once. We wanted to prioritise upper body, so we added an upper in as the extra session if he had a chance to get it done. We then moved to 5 days a week later down the line where we did push-pull legs upper lower. And again, if he had super busy weeks where he could only get the 3 in, he dropped the upper and lower. But he actually found that the more he trained, the more he found it easy to adhere to the nutrition side as well, because he managed to just get that routine in, and it stopped him from having excuses because he didn't have time for them. The biggest mindset shifts was alcohol. So he wasn't an alcoholic by any stretch of the imagination, but regular would finish work, super stressful job like most people in the UK, would go home, might have a beer or two. And what he realised is that as soon as he stopped that, he felt so much better. Sleep improved, energy improved in the morning, motivation improved. He actually went 6 months without drinking, and he only broke that when he went on holiday, when he felt happy, when he felt good about himself, and he felt that he'd put the work in. He completely transformed many aspects of his life by just stopping drinking for that 6 months. Then the mindset completely shifted with excuses. It went away from, well, I'm working all the time, so I can't train, to, well, I'm going to get it done anyway. I'm just going to work and I'm going to get this done. Once you get that mindset and you learn that you can go and do a long shift and then get to the gym, well, then that excuse is redundant again. It doesn't really matter. So why did he do the photo shoot? Photo shoots for clients is a big end date. It's an end date that you can push towards. You have to push super hard to get in photo shoot shape. But what that does is it eliminates excuses. If you don't have an end date to your diet, all that you're going to do is push it further back. An event will come up, oh, it's my friend's birthday, so I'm going to drink. Right, well, that's pushed back another week. I'm not going to hit that goal, but it doesn't really matter. It puts a real importance on not having excuses and actually making the sacrifices that it takes to get in that shape. As I mentioned, Joe's doing another transformation photo shoot at the end of the year. We're going to look to at the total weight loss that he will have by the end of the year is going to be around 30 to 35 kilos, which will be massive. You've already seen his transformation photo, how good he looks now. But the big thing isn't the transformation photo. The big thing is how it's changed. Joe sent me a message the other day. He'd gone on holiday and he'd never felt better. He was wearing clothes that he wore last year and felt absolutely amazing in them. His confidence is through the roof. But the big thing was he was excited to get back to training, get ready for this next photo shoot. It's become a real passion of his. It's now probably in his top 3 priorities in life because of how much it's changed the way he feels about himself, the way that he looks, his confidence, the way that he enjoys not drinking now and going out and doing other things and exploring other hobbies and other things that he's actually interested in. What should you take away from Joe's transformation? Well, it's the fact that time can't really be an excuse. This is somebody who worked up to 70 hours a week, some weeks during his transformation phase for the photo shoot. He trusted me to build him a plan, build him a nutrition plan, and build it where he can fit it around his work life and his family life and still get the work done. So if you're ready to drop the excuses, you work crazy hours and just don't understand how to fit this routine in, apply for coaching by dropping me a message on my Instagram, which is robbie.bins_transformations. Come and work with me and I will get you the same results as long as you put the work in that I ask you to do. And if you're not ready to come and work with me just yet but want help in the gym, I have a free training program below in the description which you can download and start to get to work now.